Let's set up your Calendly account and embed it into your website so that when you have a schedule a call to action on your sales page or on your website, they are able to book directly into your calendar, and we avoid the backwards and forwards and when is it suitable for you emails. So once you have created your Calendly account with your username and password, you will be prompted to go through the onboarding questions. And I'm going to walk you through this as well. When it says create your Calendly URL, you don't need to worry about this too much because it will be embedded into your website, and it's the website URL you will be sharing with people, not the Calendly one. So this is not really so relevant. You can just leave it as the default. Make sure that your time zone is correct, specifically your time zone, not the person that's going to be booking, because they might be in somewhere else in the world, but it needs to be in your time. Then click on continue. Next, you can connect it to your calendar. If you have a Google Calendar, I suggest you do that, because what will happen is Calendly will check your calendar and see if there is any conflicts. If you have a meeting set up in your own Google Calendar, Calendly will then realize that you don't have time and not show that time slot to people who are booking a call with you. So definitely sync that with your calendar. And click on allow to sync. Next, it will confirm that it's now connected. So what it will happen, it will check that Google account, Google Calendar, for any conflicts, and it will also allow Calendly to add the new meetings and new events into your calendar, so you'll have it all in one place. Click on continue. Next, you're going to set up your availability. This basically, you can set whichever days and whatever times you would like. You can say that you're available between 9 and 2 every day from Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Friday. Or you say you're only accepting calls on Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. This is up to you. And then you can also customize this further on. So this is just to set it up. Then this is just for Calendly's point of view, just for tailoring the experience. You can choose what you are, and you probably would be a leader, entrepreneur. Click on finish. Calendly is very good at prompting you and helping you set things up, but I'm going to show you how to embed your calendar into your website. So now you've gone through the onboarding questions, and it has created an automatic event. It's set to 30 minutes. You can go and edit this. It can be 15 minutes, an hour, whichever amount of time you would like to allocate to these calls. But now what we're going to do, we're going to embed it. So we're going to click on share. I'm just going to show you where we're going to find add to website. And we're going to be using the inline embed, and there's going to be some coding, but don't worry too much about it. It is very straightforward. Before we get onto this, let's go and create the schedule a call page on your website first. Go and navigate to the back end of your website if you're in WordPress. Add a new page. And you can call it whatever you would like. Schedule a call is most appropriate, and that will change to the URL as well. Save the draft and build the page in whichever builder you use. I'm using Divi. You're going to build from scratch, and I'm going to add a title. Okay, this is the title. Make sure that it's H1. And then I also use I'll show you on my website the information that I add as well, because I'm giving instructions on how to use this calendar. Some people don't know how to use it, so we can literally explain how to use it for people. And if they can't find an available time slot, then they can send a message via a contact form or an email, and then you can discuss it. But this, you want them to be the first port of call to book in a day and time. This is what it will look like. You will have an embedded calendar, and they will be able to click a day that they can see that's available and a time and confirm. So that is the aim of this page. I'm just going to take this text, but you can add whichever text you would like. this one over here. Just going to send me a message, add that as an email. I'm going to highlight that text. I want it when somebody clicks on that, they can email me. I'm going to make that a hyperlink. And when it's in email, you always start it with mail to : and then you just put the email address. And click OK. So that's now a hyperlink. Let's just add the spacing. And I'm just going to make it bold. Right, so that is the text part. Now we are going to add the embedded calendar. So in Divi, you would add a code module. In your builder, it might be called something else. It might be called HTML, or it could be called code. Then we go back to our Calendly page, and we've gone into, just to recap, in Share, Add to Website, Inline Embed. Click on Continue. And now it's going to give you some code. But before we copy this code to put into your website, we just want to customize it a little bit so that it can fit your brand. So we're going to leave the event type details. We're going to keep the cookie banner. The background will be white because my website is white. Text color is black. And then the button link color, I've been using a sand color, or we can use the blue color. So I'm just going to take the blue, use my little trusty extension, copy the color, go back to Calendly, and now I'm going to change the color here. Here we can put, oops, the code and press enter. And what it will do, it will update the code in the HTML code as well. So you don't need to worry about that. So all you need to do is copy that, copy code, go back to your schedule call page and paste that HTML code in there. And it will appear. It takes a little while to show, but it will come up. So click on OK. And I'm going to save the draft. Sometimes you might not see it straight away, that it first needs to be published. So let's go ahead and do that. Once I go and exit the Visual Builder, I've saved everything. I exit the Visual Builder, I can see the calendar straight away. There we go. All working perfectly fine. You can customize which questions you would like to ask. You can add a little photo of yourself here as well, and that you do all in Calendly. You can go and update your details in the account settings. I think that was where you will get your profile. So you put your image there so that it will reflect on your calendar as well. You can update the welcome message, any formatting that you need to do, where you're situated. Again, the time zone as well. Any branding, if you want to add your logo, you can upload it here and it will automatically update in your calendar. If you want to update your availability specifically on a holiday when you're not working, you can do that as well. You can add a new interval for Wednesdays, or you can add a date override. So if that's your usual schedule, and let's say it's your birthday and you don't want to be working on birthdays, you can literally say my birthday's on the 25th and I am not available at all, and it will update in your calendar. Okay. And any other customization of your availability, of your questions on how you're going to do the call. Is it going to be via Zoom? Is it going to be via Skype, Google Meet? You can find it all in the event type. You click on settings, edit. And when can people book this event? You can update the details here. The questions you can update here. Make sure you always click save in each section, otherwise it will not save at all. The confirmation page will be Calendly's one. If you want to redirect it, you'll have to upgrade to the paid version of Calendly, but it's not necessary in this instance. To update which location you're going to use for the call, i.e. Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, whichever, you would choose what event is this. You update how long, or the title of the event, the location, you can choose which one, and then you'll need to connect it with your account, if depending on which account you choose, and change the colors. Right, last thing, we've now embedded the page, we've created the page. Now we need to connect it to your sales page or your call to action button, wherever it may be on your website. Go back to your sales page and go to the button you would like to link. You click on the button and you're going to update the link here. So you need to find the URL, which will be here once you exited your builder. Copy, go back to your sales page or wherever button you want to add it to, paste it. You can leave it to open in the same window, or you can set it as a new tab, that's also fine. Click on save. And now let's test it. So if we exit the builder and I schedule a call, it goes to the appropriate page.